Hey everybody, welcome back to Chaotic Goods. This is Eric. Today we're taking a look at a product that I am very excited to show you, and something that I'm very excited to just use every day, and especially when I go to my LGS to just have fun and play some casual card games. And that is the Dueling Guard Gauntlet alongside the luxury Playmat Tube Sling. Now, if you're anything like me and you just want to carry as little as possible when you go out into your LGS instead of lugging around a giant backpack full of things that you even need, then I think this is the product for you. With that out of the way, let's take a dive and see if this is the answer to our prayers when it comes to carrying as little as we need to our LGS. All right, so before we dive too deep into this, I do want to let you know that this product is unfortunately currently not available from Dueling Guard. If you go to their site or their social media pages, unfortunately you can't get this deck box. It has been taken down from their site because this was originally a pre-order they did a couple months back. Now the pre-order price for the Dueling Guard Gauntlet and the Playmat Sling, I paid $99, and that came with a free playmat and was majorly discounted. Now, hopefully when this product is available on their site again, I think if I remember correctly, the price is about $130 for the combination. If you want just the bag, it is going to be a little bit cheaper, or if you want just the Sling Playmat Tube, of course that's going to be a lot cheaper. But the total combined cost, I want to say, is $130. When they update their site, if they update their site, I will put the updated price in the video description below. But if you really want this bag, there are aftermarket third parties that you can purchase this from. I've already looked into them. There are quite a few out there, but just make sure that you're not getting ripped off. I think for $100, if you can get the Gauntlet and the Sling for the playmat, it's an absolute steal. But if it is, you know, anything over the MSRP of like $130, $150, I don't think it's worth it. You can easily get a Demtech accessories backpack for $100. The combination of the Gauntlet and the Playmat Tube for anything more than that, I don't think is worth your money, but it entirely depends on you and if you want a sling versus a backpack. All right, so the first thing I'm going to cover is just the luxury Playmat Tube Sling. This is just a very small product that we don't really need to dive too much into, but I still wanted to showcase this, as you can hopefully buy it separately or as a bundle like I did during their pre-order. Now it comes in just a nice box here, so we will just put it open. And here we go. So it does have the nice plastic stitched Dueling Guard branding on it. And this is a very water resistant material that they're using. And we can see it's just a sling that you can throw over your shoulder. They have these buckles here. Nice, easy to use buckles that you can put as a backpack attachment, which I'm going to showcase later on in this video. And then they have this ring here so you can, you know, grab it when you're on the go, and then some nice cushion to this. And this strap is very adjustable, so that is good. Now let's just check this out. All right, nice, fits a single playmat. So let's take my Dueling Guard Kaiju number 8 playmat in this guy, and we're just gonna wrap it up, see how it fits, and what we expect from it. Okay, I'll just tuck that in there. Move that strap out of the way. Tuck that in. It's a pretty snug fit. And then we're good to go. Honestly, it does exactly what you would expect it to. It is a Playmat Tube. You can throw it over your shoulder. You can take these straps out and you can attach it to the bottom of the Gauntlet. So simple, nice Playmat Tube that's gonna keep things really secure, and it's not like carrying around a big clunky Playmat Tube. I mean, these are nice, they get the job done. And it is actually a little bit smaller, so I couldn't fit a Dueling Guard playmat in the Monster Protector tube because they're larger size playmats. This can fit a standard size playmat. If you've never used Dueling Guard playmats before, they are in fact bigger than a standard size playmat. That's what this one is as well, and the one that I just put in here. So this is a good product. I like it. We're gonna test it alongside the Gauntlet here in a moment, later on in this video, but simple, easy, luxury playmat tube. All right, so let's take a look at the Dueling Guard Gauntlet. Now, this comes in 3 colorways. It is red, black, and blue. I opted for the black because I wasn't too big of a fan of the red or the blue, but to each their own. Now, this is just some nice branding on the box, and on the back we can see that it says, the essential highlights here. So, we have extra space and secure storage, protective water-resistant material, reinforced nylon hoops for additional attachments on the front and bottom, high-quality zippers, padded strap for comfort, fits one EV 2.5 box or standard XL. If you're not familiar with that, that is specifically the Dueling Guard deck boxes. And then extra plush velvet interior for maximum protection. So, that simple overview out of the way, let's dive in. All right. So, let's take a look here at just the exterior. Now, first thing I want to note are these straps here at the bottom. Now, these straps at the bottom are actually for your playmat tube. You can either use, a monster protector, a gamegenic, or if you went with the bundle, you can use the Dueling Guard, and you can actually just strap it right here. Now, if you're not the type of person that, wants to carry around a playmat, they've gone ahead and thought about that, and you can actually just remove these here. If you want to take a closer look, these little clasps, you can just completely remove these extra straps and take it off. You don't even have to worry about carrying a playmat around with you, which is really smart thinking on their behalf. On the back, we have a nice soft material, and it is padded, which is good because this is the spot that's going to be resting against your body, whether it's on your side or it's on your back, or maybe you're carrying it as like a crossbody over the front sling. Some nice padding here and a good handle to grab onto when you just want to quickly snag it and go to your next table. Now here we have these, which are the strap reinforcements on the back. This is non-removable. So keep that in mind. You can't take these straps off. This is like a mechanism that you can't, because of the stitching here, you're not able to pop this off. So do keep that in mind. This isn't something you can turn into a tech sling and just have it without straps. Speaking of the straps, we have a nice cushion strap all along the way here, which is really good. And then it came with these 2 additional hooks here. Now these are actually for the backpack sort of setting that you can do. So you can have this as a crossbody sling, or you can attach it with the playmat section and make it sort of a backpack. In my opinion, it's a little awkward, and I'll show that later on in the video, but something to keep in mind. That's why this additional strap is here. Now, speaking of the straps, they have a nice little mechanism here that allows you to tighten them. So it is a lock mechanism. So if you pull this up, you're suddenly able to access the tight and loose functions of this and clamp it back down. It's nice and secure. It's not going to change on you on the fly. And then every bag should have these. It's a little loop to make sure that you don't have this dangle. And honestly, we're in 2024, almost 2025 at this point. Every bag should include this. This is next to no cost material. Just start putting them on bags, please. All right, and then the outer material is the same as the Playmat Tube. So it is a nice water resistant material. When you scratch it here, it does show scratches a little bit. So, be careful when you're using this thing. And then they have these reinforced hooks, or these nylon loops here that are reinforced. I can personally see myself putting, some charms on here, maybe some pins, just things that I collect from friends and family or conventions. I wouldn't put them into the actual material itself, but I would absolutely do it with these little loops. Now the zippers are BKG zippers, so if you are a bag aficionado, these are not YKK zippers, so sorry about that, but they are BKG, which is still a really good brand. So let's go over the dimensions of the bag really quick. Now if you're familiar with bags and bag companies, they usually measure things in a liter. So you have, 12 liter backpacks, 20 liter, 25, yada, yada, yada. So this Dueling Guard, they're not a bag company, so they didn't tell you how many size liters of a sling this is. So I've already done that for you, but we will take this here and we will just measure the length, which is about a little over 12 inches. We have the max depth here, or the width, which is about 5 inches, about 5.5 inches. And then we just take the overall height of the bag, and we're just gonna get this tall point right here, which is about 8.5 inches. Now, if you do that math, and there's a fancy little way to do it on taking those numbers and putting it into the liter size of a bag, this does equate to about 6.5 liters, which is really good. It's a medium-sized sling if you use that number, or if that's something that interests you. Now, with the exterior out of the way, let's dive into the inside of this bag, see how many pockets it has. We're gonna pack it out to see what all it can fit and if it's really worth the money. All right, so now let's dive into the interior of the Dueling Guard Gauntlet. So we're just gonna get the zipper here and take it all the way across, and it does go very far down the bag. You can see it's about a quarter of the way on each side, which allows for a really wide opening when you're pulling this guy out. And then we have this nice accordion style material here, and then we have this huge pocket for your deck box. Now I'm gonna pack this out and tell you what it can fit, but we're gonna scrunch that in and just take a look here at the inside. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pockets. Now, I am not really going to consider these small pockets here pockets, just because I don't really know what you're going to put in here. Like, it can't hold a pin, maybe like a chapstick tube, a dice, I guess, if you're not putting your dice in like a container. And I will say this zipper here has a nice leather, feels like a leather zipper pull to access this pocket, which is very large. You can almost fit my whole hand in there. And then we have these two pockets here, which just have a good see-through stretchy material, and then two smaller pockets for, maybe like a small battery pack, some pills, or something like that. Now, the main thing we want to look at is the interior of this guy. Look at this plush, soft material. They weren't joking when they were saying that this is some like soft material. So that is the interior. No, let's pack this guy out. You're simply not buying this to put it on your shelf. You are going to use this bag, and hopefully you're going to use it for some TCGs. So we're going to see what deck boxes we can actually fit in this thing. So it's stated to fit their Dueling Guard specific deck boxes. Now, I don't have the extra large because I don't play Commander, so I don't need deck boxes that hold that many cards. This is their 2.5 EV box, and we're just going to throw it in here. That's great. It fits, and we have a lot of extra room right here for, heck, potentially, I mean, let's just throw a Bastion in there as a 50-put card Bastion. I mean, yeah, so that's like 2 deck boxes that we can fit in here. But with all that extra space, what if you don't have a Dueling Guard deck box and you bought this bag? Well, let's try it out. Let's take a standard artisan deck box, which is simply just 150 cards and some room for tokens. A lot of companies make these types of boxes, and let's just throw it in here. Oh yeah, that's great. It fits perfect, and again, we have a ton of room on the side here to throw in another deck box. So let's just take my Vault X deck box here and see if we can tuck that in. It's a little snug. Oh yeah, well, we got it. Look at that. 2 deck boxes, 150 cards plus some tokens, and this is like a 80 count, or this is a 100 count deck box as well. So, we're holding about 250 cards in this thing, which is fantastic. And it's not that difficult to get out, but let's try multiple smaller deck boxes, right? So we got a Vault X. Let's take this Grand Archive single compact deck box here. Throw that in, maybe turn it to the side. And let's take another Grand Archive box, tuck it in there. Yeah, I mean, this fits 3 deck boxes that are all about 100 cards, 100 plus cards each, depending on, you know, your sleeving configuration. But that's really good. And then I'm gonna leave it like this, and we're gonna pack the rest of this out with just some stuff that I usually carry in my everyday sling, because this isn't just going to be my TCG sling. I'm gonna use this for every day. You know, we got some meds here, got some chapstick. Those fit pretty good in that pocket. I have an air tag thing in here, so let's just chuck that in this pocket. I got some AirPods, you know, throw that in there. And then let's see, we got some foldable sunglasses that I'm just gonna throw in this pocket as well. A battery bank, because you can never be without charge on your device. And then we have some hand sanitizer. Let's just throw that in this guy right here, because you can never be too careful. And then I got this pouch that I carry around with me. Right now it's a little empty, but it has Band-Aids and stuff in it. And we're just gonna chuck that in. Now, this is pretty packed out. Maybe we'll throw this on the top. But let's try zipping this up. It zips up, it's nice and secure. It is, as you can see, a little bulky and awkward, probably because I threw those sunglasses in there, but it does fit everything I need to. It has a little bit of heft to it. And let's just remeasure that maximum depth here. So we packed this out to about 7 inches, which does make this about a 7-liter bag and not so much of a 6.5-liter bag. So that's really cool. This is a good sling for your everyday carry stuff. And again, if you didn't want to pack it out like this and you simply just wanted to take, you know, a single deck box with you, like let's say a standard artisan deck box that most people use, you can just throw that in here, no problem. You have all this extra space, you know, you can chuck something in here, throw the battery bank in there. Let's put the hand sanitizer in there, and then you're able to close this up nice and easy. It's not awkward bulk at all, and you're good to go. I'm in love with this product. This is going to turn into my everyday sling. I'm just going to use this thing every day. Anytime I have to leave the house, I'm packing it up with everything that I need to, minus deck boxes, of course, because I don't need deck boxes every time I leave the house. You know, this isn't Yu-Gi-Oh! We're not dueling everybody around the city, but I am able to pack a lot in here. So I have 2 kids. I can throw some diapers, some wipes in here, potentially like if I wanted to, like a small umbrella, which you could in theory also attach to the bottom of this, or you can attach a water bottle to the bottom of this. There's a lot of functionality that is in this sling that I think makes it a good purchase for not just a TCG player, but for someone who just wants a medium-sized sling that they can pack out and customize, but doesn't have too many pockets. You know, it's not a tech bag where there's 20 pockets in this thing. There's 8 pockets, you know, 9 if you consider this big guy here, and it's just a really good sling. Now I'm going to show you how to wear this thing, because there are multiple configurations of just a sling. We have the Playmat Tube, and then there's a backpack configuration, and the backpack configuration is honestly not good, but it's a good design, but I think they failed to execute it. All right, let's move on. As you can see here, this is what the bag looks like in a sling crossbody configuration. Now keep in mind, I am 5'11" and 200 pounds, so depending on your height and size, this bag may look smaller or bigger depending on your body structure. Now, this is what it does look like with the sling attached to the bottom. Honestly, I'm a big fan of this. This is most likely how I will use this configuration, as it's just nice and clean and looks really good. Now, here's the backpack configuration. Getting the backpack configuration is honestly kind of a pain and a little bit awkward, as they didn't provide any instructions, so I kind of just had to guess and go off of reference photos from their Facebook page. But as you can see, it is a neat concept to turn this sling into a backpack. Now lastly, we do just have the Playmat Tube itself. You know, if you don't want to carry around the Gauntlet and you just want the Playmat Tube as a sling, maybe you have another bag that you're using and you don't want this to go inside of it, this is just the sling on me. All right, now that you've seen everything that the Dueling Guard Gauntlet has to offer, let's dive into the pros and cons. The first pro being the functionality. Dueling Guard did an amazing job making a TCG bag in a small, slim form factor. This thing, as you saw, fits a artisan deck box and another deck box, multiple larger 100-card deck boxes, and even their own Dueling Guard deck boxes. So the amount of cards that you can fit in this thing alongside of just everyday carry items such as hand sanitizer, battery packs, makes this a huge pro. Now the second pro is going to be the durability. They did not skip on the materials whatsoever. This is a very good material and water resistant. It is going to last you a very long time. I'm hoping to have this bag for many, many years to come and just put it through the ropes and just use it every day, anytime I leave the house for normal everyday use or going to my LGS. Now, the third pro is going to be the flexibility of the product. Now, you can simply take this Playmat Tube out right here and, you know, get rid of it. You have a slot here for a water bottle or an umbrella or a Playmat Tube. You can take these off. You can use this as an everyday sling, which I will use for more than a trading card sling, honestly. And the flexibility of the product is what really makes me love this product. Now, like every single video, there are pros and there are cons. The big, huge con with this product right now is it is not available on their website. It was a pre-order product and has since been removed from their site. So you cannot get this from Dueling Guard themselves until they post it back on their site. Again, I will put it down in the description below when it is available on their site. I'm hoping it'll be soon, but if you absolutely want this bag and you don't want to get it from Dueling Guard, check aftermarket websites, third-party sites. You will be lucky enough to find one. Just make sure you're not getting ripped off. The second con is going to be the backpack function of this. I think they cooked a little bit when they tried turning this sling into a sort of backpack sort of hybrid by having the, you know, the extra strap from the Playmat Tube and attaching it at the bottom. It's just awkward. I don't like it. You can't get the straps to fit just right for a backpack. At least I can't. Maybe if you know you're a larger person or taller or shorter, I don't know. You can absolutely try, but I think that's a big con for me. They cooked a little bit too much. They should have just stayed with the sort of sling factor and just ignored the whole backpack functionality of it, because it doesn't deliver, in my opinion. Now, the third con is going to be the price. Because there's not a current price on their website because it's not listed, I can't say that this is worth the money. At the $99 I paid for the combination of the Gauntlet, the tube, and a free playmat, $99 was an absolute steal. However, if this goes for anything more than $99 with the combination of the tube and the Gauntlet, I don't think that's worth your money. Again, you can get a Gem Tech Accessories Evo bag for $99. And those are a lot larger than this. They're used in pretty much every TCG tournament anywhere. And it's hard for me to say that this at anything higher than $99 is worth it, because there are a lot of slings on the market, a lot of TCG bags on the market, or just general bags on the market that are less than $100 and are going to do more than this. So at $100, this is a steal. Anything more than $100 for the bag and this combination is not worth it, in my opinion. So please, if you are gonna buy it, do your research, don't get ripped off. I don't want you to spend that much money on something that when you can easily get it somewhere else that'll fit way more. Now, if you like this review and you wanna see more videos like it, check out this one below. Now, thank you so much for stopping by the channel. Have a great day.